Welcome, friends, and thank you for joining me on day 8 with Peak Flicks. Today you're going to need your Bizarre Animals book, sticky notes, and a pencil. Today, our objective is that we will understand that text structures impact the meaning of an informational text by reading and identifying key words that refer to the use of description. Text structures are important because they give readers a specific purpose for reading. Our purpose for reading directly affects our comprehension, and the text structure is the signal to our brain to read the text in a certain way. Today, we're going to focus specifically on the use of description, where the author is describing, in this case, animals. They're going to talk about their characteristics, their features, and give us examples. To identify description, the key words that we're going to be looking for in reading are signal words such as, for instance, in addition, also, specifically. All of these words will give examples to what the main topic or animal will look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, or eat, examples of the animals or types of animals, and perhaps what they sound like. So I pulled up 2 examples here from our text. One is of the blob fish and the other one is of the barrel eye fish. I'm going to begin by reading about the blob fish, and while I read, I'm going to try to identify the key words where the author has used description. The blob fish isn't the best looking fish in the ocean, but it's one that's hard to forget. This odd looking fish lives in a dangerous habitat. Thousands of feet below the surface of the ocean, food is hard to find. It has no choice but to save its energy. The blobfish is well adapted to this world. Its body is jelly-like and contains little muscle. Since its body is slightly less dense than water, the blobfish can float through the water. To catch its food, the blobfish just remains still and snaps up its prey as it drifts by. Some of the key words that describe the blobfish are that it's odd looking, that it lives in a dangerous habitat. It's describing what its environment is like. And it also described the body as being jelly-like with little muscle. Now let's practice with the barrel eye. The barrel eye is one of the most unusual deep sea fish. Its huge eyes are perfect for seeing in the dark. Its tubular eyes are able to swivel up and look through transparent dome. With these eyes, the barrel eye can see prey floating above it. It may help collect more light for better vision. What look like small beady eyes on the front of the barrel eye's face are actually scent organs that act like nostrils. So, some examples of what the barrel eye looks like. It has huge tubular eyes. It has a transparent dome, and its nostrils look like small beady eyes. Now I would like for you to give it a try. Open up and continue reading Bizarre Animals. While you read, identify and flag descriptive language using your sticky notes. Anything where the author is talking about what our animal or a specific group of animals look like, feels like, smell like, taste like, some examples of them, and perhaps what sounds they make. Make sure to look for those keywords where the author is saying, such as, for example, for instance, in fact, etc. And at the end, remember to reflect on your reading stamina and behavior, and to complete today's exit ticket. Let's move on to a writing workshop. You will need your writer's notebook, a pencil, and your Bizarre Animals book. Now that we've had some practice reading and identifying some descriptive language, our objective for writing is that we will describe the animals in our Bizarre Animal Zoo by writing adjectives, some sensory details, and some action words to tell more about a specific animal. We're going to use some descriptive language and plant vivid images in our reader's mind so they can visualize what your animal is truly like. Describe the images to your reader as if they have never seen it in person, and make your reader see the image through your eyes, the same way that you saw it or the same way you visualized it when you wrote about it. To use descriptive language, it's important to use some sensory details some colorful modifiers with adjectives and vivid details, and some action words. Here is an example of a polar bear sign at a zoo, where the author has taken a lot of time to write details about this polar bear and what they look like and how they behave. The polar bear, which is the largest carnivore on land, has a long, streamlined body, long neck, small head, small ears, and a water-repellent, extremely dense, white to yellowish white fur coat that acts as camouflage. Found in the Arctic regions of Alaska, Canada, Russia, Greenland, and Norway, the polar bear prefers to inhabit pack ice and areas along the coast. They reach a length of 7 to 9 feet and can weigh 700 to 1,600 pounds. Females are smaller than males. Polar bears are omnivorous and feed on seals, young walruses, fish, berries, crabs, plants, seaweed, and small rodents. Although they are powerful swimmers, polar bears often prefer to use large chunks of ice as rafts to move around. These solitary, intelligent animals can reach running speeds of 25 miles per hour. Hairy soles help them grip the ice and are often seen playing in the snow. They have a lifespan of 20 to 25 years in the wild. Here are all of the adjectives, sensory details, and action words that describe the polar bear. Largest carnivore, long, streamlined body, long neck, small head, small ears, water repellent, extremely dense, white to yellowish white fur. This all describes what the body not only looks like, but even feels like, their color, their thickness, and helps me visualize truly what this animal looks like, even if I've never seen one before. On the next paragraph, the author gave us specific examples of what the polar bear eats, such as seals, young walruses, fish, etc. And they also described the animal as being powerful, intelligent, solitary. Additionally, I would like to point out that many times another use of descriptive language is the use of numbers, such as how long the polar bear is, 7 to 9 feet, how much it weighs, and their lifespan of 20 to 25 years. Here's another example of the bighorn sheep. The bighorn sheep is a large member of the sheep family that can reach a length of over 5 feet and weigh in excess of 250 pounds. The bighorn sheep gets its name from its large, thick horns that typically wrap around in a semicircle. Found primarily in North America, the bighorn sheep is most often seen in higher elevations and rocky, mountainous regions. Feeding mainly on grasses, seeds, and shrubs, this animal spends much of its time foraging around the rugged terrain. During mating season, males will often fight with other males for the right to mate with nearby females. Male bighorn sheep can often be seen ramming horns at speeds up to 20 miles per hour. This battle can often last for hours until one of the males gives up. The heavy skull of the bighorn sheep assures that neither animal is hurt during the confrontation. The female normally gives birth only to one offspring, which is nursed for up to 6 months. The young bighorn sheep is able to navigate the dangerous ledges within hours of being born. The average lifespan of the bighorn sheep is thought to be about 8 years. Again, here are all of the examples of the descriptive language the author used to make us visualize more about what the bighorn sheep looks like, what they behave, what their lifespan is, what they eat, and also what their offspring is like. Make sure that when it's your turn to write, you also show, not tell. You use specific nouns, powerful verbs, and describe through the senses. Don't overuse too many adjectives or adverbs. And write what you see, hear, touch, and smell without actually writing the words. You will see, you will hear, you will touch, you will smell. Here's an example of what I've added on to my animal sign so that I can make sure I've used descriptive language to help you visualize more about my particular platypus. It has a long, black, and rubbery bill that carries food such as shrimp, swimming beetles, bugs, tadpoles, worms, mussels, and snails. When underwater, skin flaps cover their eyes and nostrils close with a watertight seal. It uses its webbed feet and leathery tail to help it steer underwater as it hunts for 2 minutes or less. It has a flat, dark brown fur to help it stay dry while providing thermal insulation. Venomous, if male, claws are used to hunt while its webbed feet help it stay in the water, where it mostly spends its time. These are my 2 to 5 sentences that I've added to describe more about the platypus, what they look like, what they eat, and how they also behave underwater. And now it's your turn. Please write 1 to 3 sentences in your 5 animal signs to describe them. Use adjectives, sensory details, action words to show, not tell, your reader about a bizarre animal. And remember to reread, edit, and revise your writing and complete today's exit ticket.